Hello and welcome back to the e-learning platform of the GS College of Commerce, Wardha. I am Professor Humaira Kazi and here I am going to deal with the subject Indian economy. Under the Indian economy, as we have seen our first unit. Now in this video lecture, we are going to start our second unit. As we have seen, the first unit of the Indian economy is basically based on the agriculture and agriculture related concepts. This second unit basically deals with the industrial setup. Okay, so here in this unit we will going to discuss the industrial aspects of the Indian economy. So under that we have to start today the topic public sector enterprises. Okay, so before that we'll start this, I would like to give a brief description. When we are talking about the Indian economy after independence, Indian government adopted the mixed economic system. So when we are talking about the mixed economic system, what is the mixed economic system? It is a system in which basically there is both private sector as well as public sector works together. Private sector as well as public sector, both these two sectors work together. So when we are talking about the private sector, basically the private sector focuses on the focuses basically to start the industries, but the industries started with the with the individuals, and the profit is owned by the individual himself. Okay, management is also of the particular person. If it is a sole trading concern, partnership firm, then the 2% and the depends upon the partners, number of partners. But if it is a joint stock company, then the management and the ownership varies. Okay, but when we are talking about the public sector undertaking, okay, or public sector enterprises, basically here these enterprises are basically owned, managed and controlled by the government, whether the central government or the state government, or the combination of both this central and state government, and sometimes with the partnership of the private sector also. Okay, so the public sector enterprise, basically the enterprises which are started, managed and controlled by the government. These public sector enterprise are in the form of the government company. Similarly, this is in the form of the public corporation and the departmental organization. Okay, so let's discuss the aspects. So mixed economic system is a system in which we find both private sector as well as public sector. So after independence, in the year 1950, India adopted the mixed economic system, and under that both the sector work together. So when we are talking about the public sector enterprise, basic purpose, what is the objective behind the public sector enterprise to be established? See, various industries which are basically capital intensive industries, so such type of the industries require the huge capital investment. Similarly, the projects require the large amount of the capital investments, and the gestation period is also large. So the private entrepreneurs hesitate to invest such industries where the gestation period is long, as well as the capital investment requirement is also high. So the initiative is to be taken to the government for the interest of the public at large, and the government has to start the public sector enterprise. So various enterprises in India is started by the government with the opinion or with the view of providing the services to the public. Like if we are talking about the BSNL, similarly Air India, All these are Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, ONGC, similarly HP, okay, Bharat Petroleum. These are the enterprises basically which are run and managed by the government, owned, run and managed by the government. Okay, so the basic purpose of this is what? To provide the services to the public at large. Okay, now we will discuss what is the definition of the public sector enterprise, meaning and definition of the public sector enterprise. So basically the public sector enterprise means a state ownership and operation of industrial, agricultural, financial and commercial undertakings. Okay, this is the brief definition which is given by A.H. Hansen. Similarly, Khurana has elaborated this concept great extent. According to him, the public enterprise means the industrial, commercial, economic activities carried on by the central government. Okay, it may be possible that this individually managed by the central government or by the state government. Okay, so it may be possible that the state government can start its enterprise individually, or the combination of both, that is the central government and the state government. Simultaneously there may be the private enterprise association also. Okay, so this is basically the overall concept of the public enterprise according to the S.S. Khurana. Now we will see what are the characteristics of the public sector enterprise. First one over there is the government control and management. So these enterprises are under the control of the government and the management. Now, as I told earlier, these enterprises are basically in the form of the government company, in the form of the public corporation. Similarly, this is in the form of the departmental organization. So depends upon the nature, nature of this enterprise. So there is certain extent the variations in the control and the management. Okay, but the government actually control and manage this public sector enterprise. The ownership is of the government. Maximum shares or majority of the shareholding belongs to the government. These enterprises are basically formed or started with the objective of providing the certain benefits to the society, that is the public at large. So these enterprises are started with the public purpose. Okay, like if you are taking about the Hindustan example of the Hindustan Petroleum. So again the purpose is what? The purpose is that to provide this LPG cylinder, okay, at a reasonable rate to the masses. Similarly, the availability of the petrol and the diesels at a suitable or the reasonable prices to the public at large. Okay. Similarly, if we are talking about the BSNL is one of the old company of the government or old public sector enterprise. These enterprise is working to a quite a large extent to a number of years, when there was no other telecom company in India. So the basic purpose of these enterprises is to provide again the services to the society, that is the public at large. So the basic purpose of establishing this enterprise is to provide the support or to the services to the public. Basically these are started constituent of the political and administrative structure. And here the government is public accountability is there. Public accountability, in the case of this enterprise, the government is accountable in the parliament. Okay, because we know in the parliament basically they are the representative of the people. So the public accountability is there. If we are talking about the LIC is an example of the life insurance corporation. It's a corporation which was established with the enactment of the act in the parliament. Okay, so in case certain decisions are to be taken with this organization, the accountability is there. in the parliament. So the coverage of the activities are wide, the wide coverage of the activities not of a specific nature, depending upon the need of the society. These organizations are established. Similarly, the functioning is autonomous. To a large extent, the functioning is autonomous in terms of the decision making also. Okay. While taking the decisions, they have to depend to a large extent to the ruling party, and the ruling party decides the fate of these enterprise. But again, to a certain extent, the autonomy is given to the management to take the decisions related with the activities or the day-to-day management of the enterprise. Now we will discuss the role of the public sector in India. What are basically the achievements of this public sector in India? So the first one is the contribution in the GDP, or increased contribution of the GDP. There many various industries in India is related with the steel and spark. Similarly, these industries, heavy industries, are established in India under the public sector enterprise. So these enterprises contribute to a lot in terms of the national income. Similarly, these enterprises also provide the employment opportunities to the masses, directly as well as indirectly. In both the ways, these enterprises provides the employment opportunities to the large number of people. Again, the capital formation is possible to a great extent with these enterprises, and see many of these industries contribute in the export also. So somehow in the export promotion or promotion of the export activities of the country, the contribution of these industries are significant. Various products which are required for the development sake. Basically, we have to import it. We used to import it basically, but just because of this establishment of these industries in India, our dependence on the import of these heavy materials or the machineries to a quite extent reduced because of the establishment of these public sector enterprise, and these products, these heavy industries or these industries manufactures these heavy capital goods equipment, and now we are to a certain extent reducing our dependence to the foreign countries in terms of imports. So import substitution is also possible because of these industries. Public sector infrastructure is developed, okay, with the help of these enterprises. Basically, in India, many industries were set up in the specific areas like the Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata and Chennai, and the coastal areas where basically the transportation facilities are available. So there is a problem of the regional imbalances. But since the government realized this, the government also established the certain industries in the backward areas. So to a certain extent, the regional disparities are removed. Similarly, the resources for economic development is possible. Resources are made available via these enterprises, okay, and these resources contribute to the economic development, again via the export activities and import promotion or export of these enterprise. Similarly, substitution of the import, there is a quite extent these public sector enterprise contribute in the exchange of the country, okay. Foreign exchange is saved, and the foreign exchange also comes through India. These industries lay a strong base of industrialization, okay, because these industries provide the capital goods. Many such type of the industries provide the capital goods to the industries. So the industrial setup in the country is quite in the industrial setup of the country, the contribution of the public sector enterprise is quite significant. They provide the raw material as well as they provide the capital goods and the other basic things via the other basic things, so that these industries can get their requirement. As these industries basically promote the social interest. As I said earlier, the basic purpose of establishing these industries is the interest of the public at large. They should get the benefit, they should get the various benefits which the people deserve. So why are these industries, the social interest of the public are quite extent secure. So these industries also promote the social interest. After this lecture, video lecture, we will continue certain parts of this particular chapter, that is the causes of the low performance of the public sector as well as the measures to remove the problems of the public sector enterprise. We will discuss this aspect in the next video lecture. Thank you.